a complete explanation of what sin is. Now let us analyze and answer some questions regarding sin. Is smoking a sin? Is drinking alcohol a sin? Is going to a nightclub a sin? Is having a girlfriend or boyfriend a sin? Is taking hard drugs a sin? Is dressing to impress a sin? Is dressing to seduce a sin? Is wearing makeup and jewelry a sin? Is masturbation a sin? If all these acts are sins, then many people are victims of sin. A lot of people drink alcohol. A lot of people smoke. Many people have boyfriends and girlfriends, and so on. When it comes to the topic of sin, it depends on the motive and other circumstances involved. So long as God is not displeased by an act, it is not a sin. But if the Lord is displeased, that act is a sin. For example, if you dress to look good, that is not offensive to God. But if you dress to seduce people intentionally, then that is a sin. The difference is this: if you dress decently and not seductively, yet people allow themselves to be seduced by you, although your outfit is decent and noble, that person who lusts after you is guilty, not you. This is because you did not dress in seductive clothes, nor display any intention to seduce. On the other hand, if you are aware that your outfit can seduce others, yet you disregard the warning and still go out to entice people, then you are guilty. Whoever is guilty of sin must quickly come to the Lord with a plea for mercy and forgiveness and endeavor not to repeat such an act any longer. No matter how many times or how long this repeated act of weakness and sin may occur, a plea for mercy and forgiveness must always accompany it with a burning desire not to repeat the act of sin. Regarding smoking, drinking, and other unworthy habits, let those who do these things never teach anyone the same habit. Since those habits are not worthwhile, people who practice them should not teach others or lure them into the habit. Rather, they must do their best to ensure others do not get into the same bad habit through their influence. They must not be seen endorsing or making such unworthy habits public. Let anyone who smokes do so in seclusion, out of the view of the public. Those who drink should drink in their homes or in a secluded area out of the view of the public. If people carry out these acts of smoking and drinking publicly, influencing others or promoting it, the Lord will not be pleased. The reason is that bad habits should not be advertised but destroyed. This first step of retrieving oneself to doing these acts privately and no longer publicly is proof that you do not endorse it and are willing to quit. God wants you to overcome the habit. Therefore, you must take every step leading towards quitting. Those who have sexual intercourse with others to whom they are not married must stop that habit. You are permitted by God to engage in sexual intercourse with your married partner only. Today, many young unmarried people have sexual relationships with one another. They have a girlfriend and a boyfriend. If you know that you cannot control your sexual desire towards the opposite sex, then get married. Ask the person to marry you. What is marriage? Marriage is the agreement between two opposite sexes to become united in everything, including sexuality. Once you have sexual intercourse with anyone, as far as God is concerned, you have married that person. Sex is meant to consummate a marriage relationship. Anyone with whom you have sexual intercourse, you have married that person. Since you have carried out the symbol of marriage consummation with that person. Now you see how terrible this habit of sexual intercourse with people to whom you are not married is in the sight of God. God hates sin, but he loves the person. There is a great distinction between people and their sins. That is why Romans 7:15-17 says, I don't really understand myself, for I want to do what is right, but I don't do it. Instead, I do what I hate, but if I know that what I'm doing is wrong, this shows that I agree that the law is good. So I am not the one doing wrong. It is sin living in me that does it. Those verses let us know that a person who finds him or herself addicted to a certain bad habit against their will can be pardoned by the Lord and still be counted as one of his own. But if a person sins willingly without any remorse, the opposite is the case. This feeling of remorse, or the lack of it, makes a great difference between life and death. Acceptance by Jesus or rejection by him. Sin means Satan. Satan is the father of sin. The one who sinned in the beginning is Satan. He is the one who introduced sin, the one who brought it into manifestation. Sin means to be rude. Satan is the rudest of all. He is the one who started the act of rudeness and taught others how to be rude. Also, sin means to be rebellious. Satan is the one who started the act of rebellion and taught many how to rebel. To rebel means to willingly and stubbornly oppose a greater authority, seeking to destroy the established order. Satan is the one who did not show absolute reverence to God's greatness. He undermined the magnificence of God and did not stay in awe of him. This brought him eternal damnation. Today, Satan tries to bring others with him into that damnation. When Satan did wrong in the beginning, he did not show remorse for his actions. Anyone who does not show remorse for their wrongdoing is playing with the danger of eternal damnation, just like Satan. For this reason, we must never stay in our mistakes and shortcomings, rejoicing in them, as though they are not horrible. Rather, we must quickly step out of the influence of that sin and come to the Lord hurriedly. A person who knows that God hates pride will refuse to be proud in order not to be hated by God. A person who knows that God hates unforgiveness will decide to forgive in order not to be hated by God. But a person who does not know the magnitude of God's hatred for arrogance, such a person will practice arrogance, thinking of it as a minor thing, yet it is a great offense in God's sight. This is why many would do something that greatly displeases God, and yet proceed to make requests from God for things without first asking for forgiveness. This is a great error. If you know that you have just hurt Christ's feelings by the lie you told against your neighbor, go and correct your lies and return to the Lord and ask for forgiveness.